Hi everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today I am reading a book called A Bug Called Doug. Oh yes, it's a rhyming book. And it's written by Chris Collins and illustrated by Megan Kitchen. And there is a free audio-video slideshow of the book and song that you can download. Let's read the blurb. It's Drew's 8th birthday, and his best mate Mikey is sleeping over. The boys are having the best day ever. There are new toys to play with, yummy birthday food to eat, birthday games to share. A hideous monster under the bed. Wait, did someone say monster? Discovering something under the bed causes instant panic to the two boys. When Mum and Sister Daisy get in on the act, pandemonium erupts. Pandemonium is craziness. Chris Collins and Megan Kitchen, author and illustrator of The Wild and Wacky Funky Chicken, a bush tale of Crocs and Chooks, have teamed up again to bring you this book. So let's see what a bug called Doug gets up to. I'll always remember the day I turned 8. Mikey slept over, 'cause he was my mate, and we were allowed to stay up really late. Many things happened that day. It was great. Could you hear all those 8 sounds? 8, mate, late, great. All afternoon we had fun with my toys and wrestled about. After all, we were boys. Mike got my head in his trademark headlock. His underarm smelt like a rotten old sock. No thanks, boys. You can all have that to yourselves. I wriggled about to try and get free and bumped Mikey right on the head with my knee. Ouch, he yelled out, holding on to his noggin. Do that again and I'll give you a floggin'. He was okay and we thought it was funny, and up came a giggle from deep in my tummy. But something was wrong with what he'd just said. The words came from somewhere away from his head. Watch where you're going, we heard something say. Your big clumsy human feet get in the way. Watch where you're going. It's coming from under the bed. This must be the monster they were talking about. We had a quick peek underneath Mikey's bed, and there sat a creature that filled us with dread. Its skin looked all scaly and scary and smelly. It seemed to have hair growing out of its belly. Mike screamed in terror. It's true what they said. There actually are monsters under this bed. Do you think that's true? My mother walked in saying, "What's all this noise? What are you up to, you grotty young boys?" I was so frightened I barely could speak. I managed to whisper to Mum, "Have a peek." She sighed in frustration while closing the door and crouched down beside me and Mike on the floor. "What's up?" she asked as she knelt down beside us. I've never met boys who were so scared of spiders. "That isn't a spider. Look closer," I choked. My voice filled with fear, fairly crackled and croaked. She bent down and said, "It'll only be toys left on the floor by a couple of boys." Then Mike and I watched as her eyes became wide. "Get away from that thing, Drew and Mikey," she cried. "Go grab your grandfather's old cricket bat. We'll clobber the thing and that will be that." Then in walked my sister. Her name is Daisy. When she saw the monster, things really got crazy. My mother screamed out, "Will somebody squash it?" Daisy just shrieked, "Take it outside and wash it." The most hideous, filthiest thing ever seen. Get rid of it now. Who knows where it's been? They're all going crazy. Oh, poor Doug. All of a sudden, the creature yelled out, "You humans are crazy and I'm clearing out!" It scuttled right past at a furious pace and ran through the garden with us giving chase. We flew down the path with the thing just ahead and followed it into the old garden shed. You may think to go in that shed was a blunder. By now, though, our terror had shifted to wonder. Then Mike, in astonishment, quietly said, "I'm not afraid of that thing," from my bed. "This creature is clean with a shell that is shiny. It isn't the least bit disgusting or grimy." Do you think he's going to stay brave? The girl's hiding. Mike saw this creature for just what it was, a beautiful beetle and native to Oz. Colourful, gentle, and not at all scary, nor was it even the slightest bit hairy. So I checked out the bug that was there on the floor. I knelt and looked closely like never before. It turned its big eyes up towards me and stared. It was then that I knew I was no longer scared. It's just a bug, right? "You're right, Mike," I told him. "We've found a new bug. As of this moment, we're calling him Doug." He's a very big bug though, isn't he? And in a small voice like a whispering croak, the creature opened his mouth and he spoke. "I'm a native bush cockroach, an Australian bug, and I want you to know that I like the name Doug." For the rest of the evening, he spoke about life as one of Australia's native wildlife. So we stayed with our friend Doug the Bug the whole night, me and my mum and my sister and Mike. He told us about his love of the land, the wonderful country of deserts and sand, stories of wombats and lizards and snakes, of huge barramundi in our rivers and lakes, koalas and wallabies, red kangaroos, and great huntsman spiders that live in our loos. Next thing it was morning. We'd slept on the floor. At first we thought Doug was a dream and no more, till we spotted a trail of his prints on the floor, all through the shed, leading out of the door. He'd gone to the garden, maybe to roam through the great Aussie bush, his land and his home. So if you would like to know a bit more about bugs, there's all this information. Australia has 400 species of native cockroaches that live in the bush. Most are harmless and some are even attractive. The small number of pest species of cockroaches in Australia are all exotic, which means they're all introduced species. They have given Australian native cockroaches like Doug a bad name. The giant burrowing cockroach. The giant burrowing cockroach is the largest number of a group around 20 species of wingless burrowing cockroaches. This is very interesting if you like cockroaches. Giant burrowing cockroaches are dark brown with a broad, heavy body and thick, spiny legs. And if you even see one of these amazing native animals, please don't squash them, as they're very important to our environment. So, I recommend this book because Doug the Bug was very funny. How funny that they got so scared of the big fat monster that turned out to be a native cockroach. Still can't say I like cockroaches in my house, but if they're in the garden, we don't need to squash them, do we? Thank you for joining me on Carmen's Australian Storytime. That book was a fun surprise, and I love all of the rhyming words. I wonder if you could count how many different rhyming words there were in that book. I bet you can't, there's too many. All right, don't forget to click and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.